we got a recording now. I'm on a Zoom meeting here with Tait from Kelly Green Country Club in Fort Myers and James Terry sitting in his office in Butterfield Country Club in Oak Brook, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. So I just wanted to bring these guys together today to talk about what's going on in their clubs and the challenges we're having with this pandemic, and just kind of get a perspective of how it started a couple of weeks ago, where they're at now, and where they kind of foresee it going in the future. So between the two of you, I'm just going to ask some questions, and Drew, I'll throw it to you first, and then Jimmy, if you want to follow up and answer from your perspective.
Sure.
I wanted to hear about what changed in your kitchen the last couple of weeks as far as how you're checking in food, the food safety, the employee safety. Is there a protocol walking in, and just what's happened, the last couple of weeks, and you kind of foresee it changing the way the kitchens might be doing, business in the future? Is this something that we're all kind of cognizant of now, and maybe it's going to help us in the future with HACCPs or other things like that? So, Drew, you want to answer to that, please?
So, for us, we when it first started, we kind of took the next extra step as far as additional sanitation, reinforcing, no reporting to work sick, any fevers, temperatures. We used to do it, if you were throwing up or you had diarrhea or a fever, obviously, we didn't want you in there possibly moving around a foodborne illness or something like that. But with this, it was, anything at all, just stay home. And that, in the beginning, that was the first thing that kind of handcuffed us, is we had 3 or 4 guys go out sick, and, we were coming at the tail end of our season. We were already a little short staffed, so it just started to put more pressure on everybody else. We did, increase food safety checks, temperature checks, changing out cutting boards instead of every 4 hours, dropping it down to every 2 hours, just trying to reduce as much cross-contamination possibilities. We ordered a bunch of different types of sanitizers, bleach, before everything kind of took off. So we still have a stockpile of that, but that way we weren't concerned about those types of things. I think moving forward, I do think that as far as reporting to work sick, and just regular food safety type of sanitations, as far as, instead of just signing the invoice and not looking at the stuff and actually checking it in when it's coming in, trying to protect your business as much as you possibly can, will definitely be on the forefront of everybody's minds once this thing blows over. And even just the idea of people having health insurance and having access to doctors and all that type of stuff that holistically kind of makes an impact into this type of environment, I think is going to be, they're going to be having conversations about that for a while, I think, moving forward. So
I agree. Jimmy Terry.
Funny story about me. I just came back from vacation while all this stuff was really blowing up, and I had to actually self-quarantine for a week at the very beginning of this. So I kind of jumped in after we were a week into it, and just like you guys, extra sanitation, being mindful of people's personal space, and the weird part about it was I actually had to sit down with everybody and have a meeting and just ask them if they felt comfortable coming to work.
Yep.
Can you close that door for me, please? Thank you. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good.
The action in the kitchen. I had to get everybody on board, and the tough part about it was I know these guys will follow me anywhere and do anything that I ask them to do, and so they're like, "Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it." So the crew I have here is about half the crew now. We're taking in deliveries 1, maybe 2 days a week. What we're offering right now is a limited snapshot of our a la carte menu. We simplified everything, no real exotic preparations now, keeping things fairly comfortable, stuff that travels well. So in addition to our limited a la carte menu, I offer specials every day. We do soup by the quart. a couple of prepackaged salads. We do, instead of just a la carte items, we do family style meals to go now. Our demographic is like 4 to 6 people. So we have 2 of those packages running a night, and we've been wildly successful with this whole model. Again, I'm running about half staff. I'm able to, at the end of the day, we're doing better than break even with the labor in the kitchen. It's good. I feel like I can run with this for a while. Easter on the horizon. We're doing Easter to-goes now. A lot of those orders are coming in. And of recent, starting Wednesday, I actually launched this last night, we're doing what's called Butterfield Country Club Marketplace. So I put down 38 items ranging from water, Coke, bread, some dairy, deli meats, a fruit package, a vegetable package, chicken burger, shrimp, steaks, chicken salad, tuna salad, and then some hygiene items like latex gloves and bleach and bath tissue. So I launched that. That email went out to the membership yesterday at 5 p.m. And overnight, I'm doing the data entry on a spreadsheet right now. I have 26 orders on my desk. And so they're going to order for Sunday. They're ordering by Sunday at noon for Wednesday pickup and by Thursday at noon for Saturday pickup. So we think this is going to be the new norm here for a while. Here in Illinois, they're not letting people on golf courses till at least April 30th. I think that hurt us a little bit. I think we could really push the level of business we're doing if we actually had people out on the golf course and then carrying out to go home. That's basically where we're at right now. Yeah, and we're going to keep going until, someone dictates, someone gets sick. I mean, we're looking at everybody's temperature every day. We're talking to people, making sure that they're not sick. I talk to these guys and I say, hey, that the decisions you make at home affect the lives of everybody in this kitchen. So if you don't have to go out, don't go out. Let's wash our hands every hour. I got one guy walking around the kitchen and all his job is to do is sanitize surfaces and sanitize handles and cooler doors, and he keeps washing shelves, everything like that. And then everything we're doing is on disposables. So the dishwashers that are working are obviously loving life right now.
Yeah, I want to get to that in a second. But hey, give me those orders that are coming in. Are they coming right to you directly, or is there some?
All right, so we figured this out kind of by default. Ordinarily, we would have someone at the switchboards, but the club is operating with nobody right now. So with our club's new website, we have the ability to survey our members. It sounds weird. We can send out surveys to them. So one of the administration built a survey with the order on it. And so the order asks them all the information for the order, has them put their name, their member number, time of pickup, their phone number, email address, and then they uploaded my carryout menu onto that survey. And so when the members fill out the survey and send it, I get a copy and a restaurant manager gets a copy. I'm doing the data entry to put these orders together right now. And then the front of the house manager gets the copy so that he can ring in the order. To execute this, I haven't done it yet. I'm thinking I'm going to go to Costco and buy a bunch of totes, those clear bins.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And then I'm going to package these orders in bins because basically everything's refrigerated. And then I'll use these bins and I'll probably send them home with the members and ask that they bring them back. I think that's a very worthwhile investment for this right now.
Hey, Rich, is that you chiming in?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Rich, I don't have your video yet. I don't know if you can click on the video, but thanks for joining us, man. We're just going through some questions here, and what we were started to ask. This first question was about like the safety in your kitchen. Like, what's kind of changed, and do you kind of perceive it sticking with you even after this kind of subsides a little bit? Like checking in food and in a protocol on when the cooks come into the kitchen. Real quick, everybody, this is Rich Hoffman for Country Club of Maryland.
Hey, Rich.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Rich.
Hey, Rich.
Yeah, I'm in a little bit of a more unique situation. I just have been in corporate healthcare for the last 8 years. So my norm is basically what you're seeing everybody else go through.
Yeah.
I haven't kind of changed my practices since coming back to the club scene. I'll tell you what, I'm getting killed every day. Today we have 60 takeout orders for a family style meal. We're doing Maryland fried chicken. Last night we did fish and chips for our Friday dinner. We did like 35 fish and chips. I've gone through like 40 pounds of cod in the last 24 hours. And we're only a mid-sized club. Our membership is, they're really rallying around us. And I've had conversations with people. I don't know if it's as much as they just want to support the club, or is it the fact that they know us, they interact with us, they know who's making their food, and they trust us more than they do the restaurant down the street. And honestly, I think that it's a little bit of both, but I think having that interaction, that comfort level with the membership is really kind of stepped up our game. We haven't had golf in 7-8 days now, and there's nothing on the horizon. Governor Hogan's been stay the hell home all the way around.
Yep.
So we're doing the same thing. Easter, we have basically we took our buffet menu and we broke it down into, you can buy single entrees, you can buy like petite roasts, you can buy by the pound of meat, you can buy sides and create your own experience at home. We're trying to get as many pre-orders by Wednesday for ordering going into that. But honestly, we've kind of taken the approach that everything that our club was before this started is completely out the window. This is a whole new world. Like we eliminated our dessert menu. We're doing different desserts that they've never seen before, cakes, cheesecakes, different flavors, cookies by the half dozen, by the dozen. We can't keep up with it. And it's going to completely revamp and change what this club looks like at the end of it.
Yeah, that was another point I was going to get to with everybody. Rich, was people were doing, let's say you were averaging a Thursday night for 60 people, 70 people at a medium-sized club, and people have seen that number double with to-goes now. And what happened is instead of you plating up entrees, in other words, the server would send out the soup, the busboy would get the bread, etc. The expediting stations have turned into packaging everything all together. So that's changed the kitchen too, hasn't it? For the most part, Drew, if you want to maybe talk about what's going on there.
We've done it a little different. Our plating window is now full of to-go things, and we plate up pretty much the same as we would. It's our family meals it's hard to explain it. Like we offer the family meal, but we also offer individuals at the same time. So instead of, we'll have like a aluminum 2 or 4 inch deep hotel pan next to a regular 3 compartment to go, and they just plate up right in that and send it out the way. And Maryland's, we can't have styrofoam and all that like single use to go stuff is really cracking down on us. So we're really trying to get creative with how that looks. So it's our front of the house is taking the orders. They're expoing on that side. I lost my dishwashing service, so we're truly old school. The cooks make the mess, they clean the mess, they do the dishes. But you know what? I've only had to reduce hours for 3 of my staff. Everybody else is regular full time, and we're surrounded by restaurants who are doing 90% less business. So we're truly blessed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure you're all talking to your food players, but the only people doing any business in Maryland right now are country clubs and healthcare establishments. Everybody else is. I mean, Kentucky Fried Chicken literally shuttered its doors yesterday down the street.
Jimmy Terry, you're doing family styles very similar to that every day now, and kind of eliminating a la carte choices. Touch base on that, and just like your process for packing up. Are you obviously in Illinois? We're not as stringent on our to-go packages, so we can do just about anything. What's your expediting line look like now?
Okay, so we do offer a la carte and family style specials. We're shooting on the smaller side for family style, so we're feeding like 4 to 6 people. The way it's working is the phones go live at 3 o'clock because we have limited staff. I have 3 people answering phones up front, 1 person ringing in the orders. We get a half-hour lead time for anyone picking up an order. So before we even open, we do service from 4 to 7, Wednesday through Sunday. Before we even open at 4 o'clock, we probably have 20 or 30 orders on board. We have a very long line. We're used to doing like a lot of volume. So we write down the pickup times on all these tickets and we line them up in chronological order. We basically stay 10, 15 minutes ahead of it. We're packing things up depending on, what we're serving. We're doing all soup by the quart. So I'm doing 2 warm soups by the quart of the day each day. And then any leftovers I have from the day before, I do soup of yesterday too.
Yeah.
And so that's been taken off. People are buying gallons of soup off me every day. It's crazy. And then we're just, between a sous chef and I, we're packing these things up into go bags. We put the ticket in the bag and we set it on one of 3 8-foot tables in the kitchen. Someone from the front of the house then takes the bag and brings it toward the front door of the club. No members are allowed inside the club. They write their name on a list. When valet sees those guys pull up, they come in, say, do you have the order for Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so? They take the order off, the table by the front door and they pack it in the member's car. And it's been working amazing. And to tell you the truth, with the minimal service staff working and the minimal people working, it's really nice for a change that my kitchen guys are seeing cash tips every night.
Wow.
Last night, each kitchen member working got like $28 in cash tips. Come on, guys. We never see that ever. What I'm saying? And so these guys find value in getting this cash every night working. They're, happy to be here. I have 9 people riding the bench right now. And we're doing anywhere from 200 to 300 covers a night-ish. And I have 6 guys working line. Me and another salaried person expoing. And I have, again, 2 utility staff here right now. That's how we're operating.
So Drew, you just shut down, did you say this week, this past Tuesday?
Yep.
What did you tell your employees? What's the message from the club, from the board, as far as any kind of furlough, severance, anything they're offering the employees?
Basic, what the board decided was we furloughed everybody from assistants down, basically until further notice, unfortunately. So, we've been trying to assist them with, trying to get on unemployment, trying to work that as best they can. But, we basically got to a point where we were operating, guaranteeing employees they're out. We were paying anybody who was scheduled, basically, even if they called out sick or whatever might have happened through March 31st. Then once that hit, it just, the math wasn't working anymore and we had to reduce down what we were doing. I think everybody got to a point where, we had a couple people that showed up either with symptoms or who interacted with people who had symptoms. And it just, it became too risky almost. And, I was feeling that way every night when I come home, going through the process of, getting undressed outside, going through my slider door into my bedroom to jump right into the shower to, try and keep my family safe, and trying to prevent anything from coming home from interacting with the members of the staff. And it just got to a place where it was getting, a little crazy for us down here. We're starting to see a spike in cases in the Lee County area, the highest in Florida next to Miami. So, it's just, it got a little nuts.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. You got a 6-month at home too, so that's a little scary. So, hey, Rich, can you talk? You touched a little bit on Easter and stuff like that, but talk to me about what your feelings are. We're coming to a point where maybe not so much for Drew, but Rich and Jimmy up in Chicago that hey, we're still trying to gear up for what's inevitably going to be our season in a month or two. Are you still seeking out applications, or what's the process right now as far as being ready in a period of time that it's like wait now go?
We've had people trying to cancel events in the fall already.
Oh yeah.
So we're operating under the guise that if we are back up and running situation normal by, I'd say October, we're going to feel fortunate and blessed. The staff here, again, knows that this is an extraordinary period in time, that none of us have gone through this, and that, you know, we'll all gear down and work 6 days to get through if and when that happens. We're fine. The good thing is when it comes to hiring, all these restaurants, they're not going to make it. All the people who make it through this are going to have the pick of the best cooks that are out on the market, because they're going to be beating down your doors. Clubs pay the best, they have a great quality of life, and they're going to be searching for the best opportunities at the end, just like everybody else. So I'm not worried about hiring at the end of it. I'm more worried about everybody being scared to gather in groups of more than 10 people, 12 people. We got shut down the day before I had a party for 250 people. I was already prepped. I had all the food in the house, man. Trying to get creative with that was a lot of fun, let me tell you.
So, I seen some specials that the members had the next couple of days, I'm sure.
Yeah, just a little bit. And thank God it was a huge cheese display, because I can ride that for a little bit. But I mean, there is not, to me, I don't see us having a banquet season this year. I expect if and when they actually open the golf course, that everything that we do is going to be a la carte. I think our outside dining is going to explode, because no one's going to want to sit next to anybody inside. They're going to be definitely afraid of anything. I think if we have member or member guest this year, if we're allowed to do that, I've already started laying the foundation to doing the stations out on the golf course, because they're not going to want to gather in large groups. They're going to be terrified. This is if we're back again by October, if we're back to normal by October, I'm going to be thankful. So,
Jimmy, you want to run with that too? What have you heard about your banquet? Your banquets canceling to a certain point, to a certain date, or anything at this point, or?
Yeah, so far we're pushing everything in April and May back. June events are still considered, doable at this point. A lot of our earlier golf outings that we had in May and June, we're pushing to September and October at this point. We've had to push one wedding out of May. Banqueting business as a whole, I mean, things just fell off the map and canceled, but a lot of people are trying to push back. So I'm thinking when that day comes that we do get back to normal, if whatever normal may look like, we have it in for us, guys. We're going to be busier than we ever have, I'm sure.
Yeah. Hey guys, I appreciate it. We're kind of running into 30 minutes here, and I'll try and get you guys back maybe in a week or so, maybe next Saturday, and we'll touch base on some more topics and see how everybody's doing. But thanks for taking the time on your Saturday to hang out and answer some questions. So I appreciate all the time, and stay as busy as you can, I guess, as long as you can, and try to keep the staff, I guess. So
cool.
Thanks,
Tommy. You guys be safe. Take care out there.
Stay safe, chefs. Be well.
Be good.
Bye-bye.